Good evening, viewers, and you're welcome to the program Stock and Shares. Interestingly, the month of August did close negative, and this itself is after 2 consecutive years of being positive. But before those 2 years, we can also confirm to you that August suffered 7 straight years of being negative. So on the program this evening, like we did promise you, what we'll be basically doing is looking at performance indicators across sectors, across companies, and we'll also be laying that as to how that has impacted on the market capitalization of the individual companies. But that is not all that we'll be sharing with you on the program this evening. Yes, the month of September 2022 did open positive after the month of August closed negative. But one of the things that we'll also be hoping that you'll be joining us in doing as a way of driving the program and giving direction is to use any of the 2 platforms on you have on the screen, either an SMS or via email. Just let us know what you think are areas of interest that you also consider important for your understanding of the market, and certainly we'll look at them. We have visible, given time constraint, we certainly will bring them on board. But for our first-time viewers, you can also be assured that we have some regular segments on the program. And the regular segment, interestingly, basically includes market development. I'll be sharing with you on market development this evening. We'll also be sharing with you corporate results. And corporate results will be looking at 2 companies. And those 2 companies will be leaving you to make judgment as to how well you think they're doing. Being the end of the month, as the first Tuesday after the end of the month, we'll also be sharing with you Company of the Week combined with Company of the Month. And we'll be sharing with you which company basically stood out for the month of August 2022. In summary, that is all that we'll be sharing with you. But we'll also be using the opportunity to look at how well the month of September 2022 had begun. So we just urge you, relax. Let's spend the next 60 minutes together, because we're certain you have something to take home. Once again, you're welcome to the program.
I used to care for the world's opinion. I used to fear their rejection. I used to beg for validation. And I used to wait to be seen. But the fire that burned in me was hotter. And the passion that lived in me had a voice of its own. So I stopped waiting and started to act. I stopped fearing and started to live. And when they thought I'd fail, I stepped into my power.
Because my time is now.
I'm still Malta. Be your best.
Honey!
Daddy, please, can I go out with you and Mommy tonight?
Sure thing, sweetie. Get your shoes and we go.
Promise?
You have my word.
Daddy!
You know I wouldn't leave without you, my princess.
There's nothing more important than a promise. We are fidelity. We keep our word.
Welcome back. And if you just joined us, the program is Stock and Shares. Let's look at how the week ended. And interestingly, that is for week ended 2nd of September 2022. One major thing that you notice is the fact that the volume and value still remain a mirage in terms of performance. Why a mirage? The last time that the market traded over 2 billion units of shares happened to be in 2020, and before then 2015. And if you then look at how the market had run between 2005 and 2022, you will find that only 6 times did the market record over 2 billion, and that happens to be 2014 in addition to 2015 and 2020. And before then we also had 2007 to 2009. What that then also means is that only 6 times in 13 years did the market record over 2 billion. And if you then look at the value in terms of transaction, only in 5 years did the market posted over 20 billion naira. And looking at the chart, the last time happens to be in 2018. Before 2018, 2014 and 2015. So in the last 12 years, we've only had 3 times with the market recording over 20 billion naira. Either to 2007 and 2008 that traded over 33 and 31 billion naira worth respectively were the other 2 years. So 2015 and 2014, in 2018, 2008 and 2007 were the 4 years that recorded 2 billion and 20 billion naira worth in terms of performance. Why only 2008 and 2015 as the 2 years out of the 4 that posted volume and value over 2 billion and 20 billion were able to close positive. So in the last 6 years, we have had a market, 7 years really, we have a market that is still struggling in having to find rhythm in terms of volume and value. But if you then look at the next chart, which is a more detailed picture of what the market has done, especially 2020 to 2022, is the fact that yes, 2022 did close positive just like 2020. And then the yield to date for oil and gas standing at almost 55%. But the interesting thing in terms of performance is around the insurance subsector, because the insurance subsector, ironically, in 2022 did close positive, and that also meant that from 2020 to 2022, that sector did finish positive. So 3 straight years. But this itself is coming on the heels of the fact that in 2018 and 2019, the sector did close negative, and then that is for 2 years. And then came 2015 to 2017. You had 3 years of being positive after 2 years of being negative. And by 2013 and 2014, the company again was down, finishing 2 years of being negative. So if we didn't have 2010 and 2012 as the disruptive years, what we'll have had will have been a situation where the direction of that sector will have been clearer. Similarly, the oil and gas that is carrying almost a 55% in terms of yield currently also had a situation where in 2015 to 2018, it had 4 straight years of being positive. This is after another 4 years, 2012 to 2014, 2011 to 2014, 4 straight years of being negative. And if you then look at that sector, in 2020 it did close positive, turning negative in 2021, and then positive in 2022. If you then take the next major indicator as far as the market is concerned, is the fact that for the 2nd consecutive years, the market had traded with only less than 100 companies not posting any price gain or not posting any change in price, and that chart will come any moment from now. However, even 2022, with only 92 companies, happened to be the best performance since 2010, followed by 2021 that has 94 companies. But while that chart is on, let's quickly mention that from all indication, MTN is likely to be back in the market, and it will be back to raise almost 23 billion naira in commercial paper, and this, interestingly, will be the third series. This itself is happening, interestingly, 4 years after the right issue of me and Baker did hit the market, and that right issue was done at 2 naira 50 kobo. Why in 2017, a year before that, Avon Crown Cap got delisted. Why 2 years before Avon Crown Cap delisting, and that happens to be in 2015, which means 7 years ago, we also had the tender offer by Guinness, and that tender was to be at 175 naira. Currently, the company is doing below 90 naira. But what is also of note is that the market in the last 4 years have closed the week on a climb, 2019 to 2022. But we'll be waiting to see what happens at the end of the week. And it's also on that note that we take another break. And when we come back after the break, we'll be looking at the companies that basically helped to push the month of August to a close that we'll be describing to you any moment from now. Please stay tuned.
Mimi, where's your mommy?
I struck out. A major part of being a parent is being present.
Where's your mommy?
For the little moments that make all the difference.
Where's her mommy?
To the biggest achievements that shape their future.
And the winner is Mimi Idris.
This is why the AXA Life Insurance Plan is designed to take care of you, so you are there for the moments that matter. Stay in the picture and be the parent you want to be. Call 0700 AXA Mansard today to speak to an AXA financial advisor.
There is a reason Africa is called the new frontier. What was once potential is now an opportunity ready to be seized. Once revered for